Hi, and welcome to the Ada K Show. I am Ada K. Brown, and am currently a criminal justice major, and I'm a deaf courtroom commentator. Grab a cup of Java, and let's dive in.
Good morning, everybody. Doing blessings to you. I hope this finds you well. Well, as always, court always changes time frame. We are starting with later. Have it on there. Good morning, Miss. Good morning, Betty. Miss One Sunny Day. Great to have you back up. Great to have you back. Thank you so much for being here. We greatly appreciate you. Greatly. So much. I wish I could say I had a great night's sleep, but I did not. That's okay. That's okay. So the artist work of the day for this, I have a series of these cards that I draw every day. It says, "May the words of my mouth and this meditation of my heart be pleasing to your sight, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer." Psalms 19:14. That is my scripture for today. I will meditate on that later. Hello, Katina. Hello. Thank you for popping in. Appreciate you greatly. We are waiting for the fabulous drama queen. We have too many drama queens out there. Hello, Miss June. We do have too many drama queens out there, but this one is starting. And then when this is done, we will teleport over to the Cemetery trials. So Lori Daybell is on deck for this morning. She is being a pain in everybody's butt. We find it very interesting that she is going to be fighting today to keep the cameras out of the courtroom. I'm like, come on now. You just went on a live TV show and dramaed yourself out. And every time you walk in the courtroom, you're like, hey, how y'all think I'm doing? Hey, camera. So we'll see what happens. Oh, thank you, Benny. Thank you so much. Oh, y'all. I was going to do something. I don't know what I was going to do, but I was going to do something. I haven't had my coffee yet. I have it sitting here. We'll be drinking it during this stream. Oh, yeah, we were going to teleport over into the Monica Cemetery. Excuse me. That starts at 11:30. I was really hoping that yesterday they said they were going to try and close yesterday the state's case in chief. That did not happen. Then we spent all afternoon listening to whispers and weird breathing noises and conversations between a jailed cemetery, and then her then lover, Baker. So it was interesting. I'm sorry, I'm yawning. I can't help it. I got the yawners. Me gots the yawners. So I gotta find her. Something interesting that's happening. Do you remember when I brought up the documents that, well, they don't have day 27. There it is. Do you remember when I brought up the documents yesterday concerning Mr. Fanning? Or was it the day before yesterday? Anyway, one of them concerning Mr. Fanning and how he was in a business with somebody, and that was a tech business. And he, long story short, has the ability to manipulate. And then remember, I should talk to y'all about some documents where the Canton Mass or the Massachusetts State Troopers were being charged with altering evidence. Well, that is now starting. Hello, Dave. That is now starting to hit all the social media networks. So we broke it here first, one of the first. Talk about Monica. Does anyone know? Well, Robert Hooker will testify. Can't wait to see him. Won't he say? We don't know. We don't know. He was supposed to testify yesterday, and he's not. He testified yesterday. They may today. I don't know. I'm hoping. I really hope we get to see him. I look forward to seeing him. I think it'll be fabulous entertainment. None to say the least. It'll be fabulous entertainment. Oh, got an itch. So anyway, Dawn, thank you. Thank you. So now, no, we don't start that crap today. I found out that some of this stuff is definitely not me. It is definitely going with the construction that we're having. I put my hair up in this kind of bun for the first time today. I'm not sure if I like it. Oh boy, that would be the best day of testimony if we could get that day of testimony. He may not testify. What would you think if he? What colors on here? I like it. It is just cream up here. I have a light purple, dusty rose color. Then I put a little dark black on top of that, blend it in, and then I have some iridescent, kind of like a pink iridescent champagne color. Yeah, champagne. My eyes should look good. I am a makeup artist, Howell. I sometimes feel bad because I tell people I'm a makeup artist and then I come on this show looking like I just dragged myself out of bed because I did. There are some days, y'all, that you just do what you can do. The makeup that I use is called Limelight by Alcone. It is an all-natural cosmetic. I'm very careful because I've had skin cancer. Morning, everybody. Good morning, Miss Morales. Good morning, Benny. Good morning, Dawn. June, Katina. Good morning. Good morning. One sunny day. One sunny day. Let me see something. Let me go to Facebook since we have time. I don't do birthdays much anymore because I don't know. I didn't get any response. But if you have a birthday, please shout it as soon as you enter into the chat so I can give you some loving. I like to love on people on their birthday. I'd like it better if my thing would work. Let's see. Okay, let's do some birthday shout outs. Let me get to the media. Let me get this back up in front so I can see. Oh, I can see. Here we go, y'all. And here we go.
Happy birthday to you. You. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday
Oh, gotta have these on. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Angie. Happy birthday, Jacqueline. Happy birthday, Cindy. Deanna, happy birthday, Valerie. Happy birthday, Diane, Christina, Linda. Happy birthday, Amber, Jennifer. Oh my gosh, happy birthday to all of you. Deborah Bates, happy birthday. I hope you raise money for your fundraiser, National Kidney Foundation. Y'all go show some love. Happy birthday to all of you. Thank you guys for being here with me today and participating in our lives. We greatly appreciate you. We really, really do. Oh, that's making me nauseated. I can't look. Well, one sunny day, remind me. I'll actually sing to you. I sing to you guys. My birthday is March 26th, so go March birthdays. I just had someone send me a sweet message. I won't tell you what it said. Hmm? 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 I ain't gonna say. I ain't gonna tell ya. I ain't gonna tell ya. Okay, so I'm looking around. Concerning Miss Lori Daybell, one most of y'all should know, she is representing herself without an attorney. Ay, 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 ay. So we'll see what happens with that.
22001242.
Oh, wow, that's tall.
Pretty K on behalf of the state. For the
Let me
record,
bump
the
it.
next of kin in the 2021 and the victim in the 2022 are appearing.
I'm 100% y'all.
Good morning, Your Honor. Pamela Hicks, advisory counsel on behalf of Ms. Daybell, and Robert Abernathy is out of the office today.
The first thing I want to address is there's been multiple. I don't know if there's a representative of the media that can address this, but my question is, if there's a single pool camera, is there some sort of agreement or cooperation between other media outlets to use
Yes.
a single camera?
Your Honor,
Yes.
if I may, Matthew Kelly, I represent Court TV, and our understanding is that, yes, there is a pool arrangement. And
native.
Court
I
TV
like
has
you.
asked us to be the pool for the trials in this matter. I believe that that request is pending with the PIO. Regardless, the media that are interested in camera coverage do have a pool arrangement.
Okay.
I just can't.
I know that there was, I don't know if it was Court TV or another outlet requested multiple cameras and a still camera. I'm inclined to just allow a single camera. Do you want to speak to that?
Yes, Your Honor. Court TV would prefer to have two of its own cameras. One of its own cameras is perfectly fine. Court TV's equipment is actually smaller than the camera we have here today and can be operated remotely, so it is much more unobtrusive. Court TV also has in the past used the feed from one of the cameras here for the webcasting of hearings for its purposes as well. Court TV will position its camera so that jurors are not in the field of view and would not use any of these cameras that have a view of the jurors.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone else here from the media that
If
wants to be heard?
any media outlet can be trusted, it's
I
court
don't hear
TV.
any. State
That's
want to
my
take a
humble
position?
opinion.
Yeah, Your Honor.
All right, I know the defendant filed an objection. I've read
Of
your
course.
objection. Do you have anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, Your Honor, I'd just like to add some case law to that. Shepherd versus
Line.
Maxwell, 337 U.S. United States Supreme Court, Mr. Justice Clark held that failure of the state judge in murder prosecution to protect defendant from inherently prejudicial publicity, which saturated the community to control disruptive influences in courtroom, deprived the defendant of a fair trial.
Then boom. Why the hell did you do a
Consistent.
freaking interview? You're the one who just tainted the entire
The due
nation.
process. So that and Arizona versus Cheney, which was the defendant is entitled to fair and impartial trial when publicity pervades court proceedings to the extent
Then you shouldn't have done a primetime interview.
that the proceedings were prejudiced to the defendant. So obviously you read my objection, so I just wanted to add those on the record.
Okay.
Thank you.
Your prior attorneys had filed a series of objections to media coverage media being allowed in the courtroom. And I made a prior ruling that was filed back September 4th, which was fairly comprehensive. I am inclined to allow one pool camera. I'll issue an order with more detailed findings later today or
Yay.
tomorrow. But essentially, there won't be any media coverage during the jury selection process, and I'll put the reasons for that in the order.
And that's
So that's, again, I'll
That voice that we're going to have to listen to is going to give me migraines every day.
issue a more detailed order later today or tomorrow.
I'm-
All right.
her voice.
Your Honor, there's also the issue of whether Court TV will be allowed to live stream the trial. In other words, broadcast online in real time. Court TV would prefer to do that.
Are you able to, are they able to do a 1 or 2 minute delay?
Certainly, we can certainly do that. I just want to inform Your Honor, however, we can't delay that footage. So your order would need to require that all media receiving the feed delay it by however long you wish to delay it.
And the camera, the pool camera would be simultaneously distributing that feed to whatever media requests it?
That's correct. We have the capability to distribute to up to 30 or 40 different media outlets. So we have plenty of bandwidth to do so.
I like you. And you're native.
All right.
Wado.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wado.
All right.
Oh,
Let's get down to business on some of the,
Your Honor?
yeah.
Could I just add that we want to make sure that the cameras aren't going to be zooming in at any level to get to our notes and the things that are going to be on the table. I also previously, what has happened before is that they just have the camera on my face the entire trial. So I think when the judge is speaking, the judge needs to be on the camera. When the state is speaking, they need to be on camera. If we can add that to the order, I think
All
it
right.
would
Well,
be.
control much? Woman, the
My
only
draft
camera
article-
has the back of your head, which we are more than fine with at this point.
includes that there'll be no zooming in on council table, anything on council table, or anything being handled, notes or that sort of thing being handled by any of the
Typical-
parties or the attorneys.
Typical stuff, boo. Let's
As
move
far
on.
as what they focus on, they'll be limited to focusing on the parties, myself, the witness, depending on the witness. I need to ask the state about that in a second, but they won't be allowed to
Minors will not be
broadcast
viewed.
any image of any juror. While I'm on that subject, let me ask the state, are you seeking any sort of protective order when a named victim testifies?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Will you let me know if that changes?
Yes, I will.
Do you have, Who, do you have the names of your designated
That would be
victim or victim representatives that might be testifying?
Kay Woodcock is a statutory legal victim and will be testifying.
Is that the only one?
At this time, yes.
Okay,
For this trial, I should say.
for this trial, okay.
How many more trials do we have, Honey Boo? How many more do we have? Just let me know. Yeah, that'll be fun.
Let me ask this, are the parties ready to proceed around March 31st to April 1st?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let me ask the state next. Earlier during these proceedings and past hearings, you indicated you thought the state's case in chief would take 2 weeks. You requested yesterday to screen for 6 weeks.
Your Honor, I did say 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay,
But I did say that while we had a defense attorney on and not Ms. Vallow herself. I am familiar with other pro per trials where generally the timelines are in excess of those with a defense attorney assigned. So in order to ensure that we aren't asking, I believe it would be appropriate to screen them for 6 weeks.
so now that you're gearing up for trial and maybe you have a better idea, how long do you think
They're
your
gonna
case in
clash
chief would
with,
take with
We're
a
going
normal
to have
amount
to
of
be doing
trials?
double duty.
I know that's hard to estimate.
Karen
And
Reed.
again, I would say 2 to 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
That would be at the outset of it.
Okay.
Probably, yeah, 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay. Let me ask advisory council, if we do an questionnaire, would you be assisting Ms. Daybell with your laptop in going through the answers that are received?
Yes, Your Honor. I mean, assuming we do all of that, because a lot of times the courts send us back to our office to go through that. So if we do that here, then yes, of course, she's welcome to use our laptops.
Right. My plan is we can do jury selection in the South Court Tower 5C. I know that the state has requested that the entire trial be held there. We can't do it. We can do jury selection there. I can give you rooms here for your victims and witnesses as need be that are outside this courtroom that we'll have. We can have them stream in if you want, depending on, I guess, who the witness is or who's back there.
And obviously, Your Honor, I don't know if the public will be attending this or not. This also is a little different in that even in the mornings, the jury is going to be potentially out here while the court is having morning calendar. If there's media out there as well, I'm just trying to protect the integrity of the trial by ensuring that the public, the media, are not interacting with witnesses at any time while they're out there. It's difficult when it's a very small hallway and very limited rooms to put them in. Obviously, I need a room for the victims that's separate.
Whack-a-doodle-dood all day. Remind me, Siva, you said that. I think that should be my song for her. Whack-a-doodle-dood all day.
From our
It's a
witnesses.
whack-a-doodle. I haven't seen that in
Well, we have on this floor 6 rooms. 5 or 6 rooms throughout. We have 3 right behind this courtroom, and we can utilize them as need be to ensure that there's no improper contact between media or the public in general and any victims or witnesses. We can also ensure that the jurors don't have contact. If that means we bring them up in a separate elevator and have them assemble somewhere else, we can accomplish that.
And if she's going off, we'll do
So
whack-a-doodle-doo.
my plan will be to do an questionnaire, remote questionnaire for the first 200 jurors. That questionnaire, I need to get a final joint pretrial statement with the list of witnesses to include the names of witnesses in that, but I'd like to send out a draft to everyone by the end of this week. bring up my calendar. We would probably send that out to the first 200 jurors around next Thursday, March 20th. Yeah. Oh, I guess they can't send it out. Okay, so we can send out that the 24th to the 27th, meaning it would be cut off on the 27th. The answers to those questionnaires would be emailed to the parties. That would give the parties the 28th, 29th, 30th, and 31st to go through those answers. We would meet on the morning of the 1st, discuss who needs to be let go based on those answers.
How is that going to happen when she does not have access to a computer in jail? Just saying.
Also on the morning of the 1st, a number of walk-in jurors that for whatever reason don't fill out the questionnaire in advance would come in to the jury room, the jury assembly room that morning and fill out the questionnaire. So that morning we'd also deal with those walk-in answers as best we can. Oh, that's right. I back up. The initial answers for the remote, we're going to meet on the 31st. Let those people go. Whoever we don't let go will be told to report on the afternoon of the 1st. On the afternoon of the 1st, we'll be dealing with the walk-ins that come in the morning of the 1st. And the people that we haven't let go the afternoon of the 1st, that will be in person voir dire. Which I anticipate we probably will. We'll do another, and if need be, we have another 100 jurors on the 3rd.
That next set of 200, would that be? That wouldn't be a remote question.
They don't have. What'll happen is on the 1st, all those people, after they give their answers, will be randomized. The list will be re-randomized. As we proceed through the 2nd, those people get added onto the bottom of the list. So as soon as we get 12 jurors that qualify, that everyone's happy with, that don't have issues, plus probably 3 or 4 alternates. So as soon as we get to about 15 or 16, we're pretty much done with jury selection. So we don't have to necessarily question all 200 of those people. We can do a panels of 20 or something like that. I anticipate
What do you anticipate?
losing quite a large number of people just in about the case. I normally wouldn't include a defendant's name in the e-questionnaire that goes out remote. We want to know if they formed an opinion about her or this case prior to that. Does anyone have an issue with that state?
Sorry, Boo, I formed an opinion. And you don't want to know what it is.
No, Your Honor, I think that reasons to strike a lot of jurors.
My only issue with it, Your Honor, is that
I have my glasses on, yeah, sorry.
it could be bad both ways, right? If you put the name in there, if you don't put the name in there. It's been my experience that people will say they haven't heard when they know who that really is. And there's people that will want to be on this jury just for this purpose.
You can't always get rid of that, my dear.
Well,
It's going to be complicated.
all the research indicates that these questionnaires, people are more likely to give honest, candid answers than if they're in a bad answer. Your name is going to come up sooner or later. So I would prefer to just get it out in front of the potential jurors to begin with. My e-questionnaire is going to be fairly basic. It's going to focus on qualifications, the charges, the witnesses, and then obviously whether they have an opinion about you or this case. for the people that make it past
I
that
wonder-
level, we'll question them.
I wonder
more
if my
thoroughly.
opinion that she's a whack-a-little-doot all day would hold.
in person.
I could get out of that. trial, so-
And like you were saying, as far as group kind of voir dire, in my experience, we went through 1,900 jurors in my last trial, so it would be good to do individual voir dire if we can, than group voir dire, because they learn things just in the voir dire and it disqualifies a lot of jurors.
I'm not opposed to that, but that's going to be sort of a day of play it by ear sort of situation, whether
Sure.
we do small panels or just go a single person. If we go single person, our jury selection could extend into the next week.
Yeah, delay it as much as possible. Third week, we cross over into that.
But if we're able to seat a jury, I would expect opening statements on
Those of us do
7th,
not want to
somewhere around
leave
there.
the Karen Reed.
The state indicated, I have it, there was just one day in April that you wanted to go a half day.
Correct, Mayor. The 24th.
Right. When can you file some sort of pretrial statement that sets forth all your,
Probably by Thursday.
all right,
Mark?
is there does the state anticipate any presentation of autopsy photos or crime scene photos? In other words, I'm trying to gauge, I would usually put in a question about jurors may be required to view evidence that shows wounds or that sort of thing. Is there anyone that's unwilling to look at this type of evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. We will have both, obviously, with self-defense trajectory, and those injuries are very relevant.
Okay, so I will include a question about that type of evidence. Sometimes jurors don't want to look at that type of
They have
evidence,
weak
so-
stomachs.
All right, any
Wendy,
questions?
I hadn't seen you in
or
a
concerns
while.
about
Oh, thank you. Robin.
our jury selection, the proposed trial dates from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Just so I have it clear, Your Honor, we're going to start on the 31st with jury selection? Is that
We'll
correct?
be meeting on the 31st,
Okay.
and then actual dealing with in-person jurors on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd.
Okay.
Let me ask advisory council. Are there any dates that advisory council would need to be dark?
I am fine for April. I didn't hear back from Robert. I would think. he'll
Please
be
let
fine
us
for-
know, because in that e-questionnaire, I'm going to put in a proposed schedule. I don't know that I'm going to screen for a full 6 weeks based on the state's anticipated presentation, maybe 5 weeks. So into let us know the schedule into the first week or two of May.
As soon as I get an answer from him, I'll email your judicial assistant.
All right.
And one more time, Your Honor, so the remote question is going out on March 24th. All answers have to be back by the 27th, so we will get them on the 27th, or,
You'll either get them late the 27th or first thing the 28th.
okay,
Oh, okay.
okay.
You should get them some point on the 27th.
Just so we can plan, because it sounds like we'll just go out to Estrella and go through these.
They're closing it at like 8 a.m. on the 27th.
You'll have to have a internet connection.
Yeah,
out
we
there,
can use
okay.
our laptops out there.
Okay.
Because you want to be ready to discuss everything on March 31st.
Yeah, and
So
if the parties have an obvious, there's some jurors that are going to be obvious that need to be let go. If you're ready for that, that's always helpful. I know it's a little bit more difficult with
Someone just
for
popped.
defendant in consulting like that. All right, let me get to.
Diane.
We don't get
All right, the defendant had filed
We're not in that trial yet.
two separate motions
Leave
for
it up. We'll
specific
be there in a little bit.
discovery. The first dealt with communication between the assigned deputy county attorney and law enforcement agencies. I've read the, and the second one was, well, let's deal with the first one. I've read the response from the state. Basically, your response is you have disclosed all those communications. There are no other communications.
Correct, Your Honor.
All right.
Yeah, we received 6 email communications and they were in a short time frame, not the full time frame. And it seems to me that in the last email ends in kind of a question that was probably answered, and then there's like no more communication. So it doesn't make sense that there's no more. We asked for all of them if they could be provided to us. We don't understand why they're not being provided to us, and what the state is possibly hiding at this point, and they can't just turn it over so that we can go through them. It's been, long over a month since we filed that motion. So we would just like them to please turn over whatever they have left.
All right, and I'll ask the deputy county attorney. I imagine some communications are by phone. So in other words, we're not captured.
Correct, Your Honor.
All right. Based on the state's avowal, I don't know, I can't tell them to turn over something they say they don't have, so. I'll find that the state, based on their avowal, and officers of the court have complied with the request. The second one is a little more, I wanted to get clarification on. That was defendant's
Thank you, Lindsay.
request for video interviews, but it seemed like based on the state's response that there was some confusion about what was a interview recorded in an interrogation room situation versus a body cam. Did the state's
Good morning,
response
Mr.
provide clarification to you?
No. So the body cams were turned over and they're in like 12-minute increments. There's like 4 different body cams. This was a full 2-hour video that was released by Gilbert Police to the public, and it's online. So I would like that video of the interrogation room, the full 2-hour one, to be turned over to the defense.
All right, so do you know what that is?
Your Honor, based upon the defendant's reply, she's requesting a video interview from the 31st. Those are on body cam and were turned over to the defense. We have requested everything from, I think that one was from actually the Gilbert Police Department. A lot of these overlap. So I'm not sure what the defendant is.
Who was the person being interviewed? And you said the 2-hour interrogation that Gilbert released.
So it's myself and my daughter, Tylee Ryan, and Melanie Gibb.
And is that in an interrogation type room?
Yeah, it was at the Gilbert Police Station, and I didn't realize we were being filmed that whole time. I didn't know we were being filmed, but we were being filmed
Anytime you're in a
that
police
room.
department, you were being filmed.
And are you familiar with a video in a room?
Yes, that's what we have disclosed, is an interview
Well,
of,
thank
it
you,
is.
Toxic. I was
And
going
you're
to cover
saying
that
you
in the
have-
Simontilli trial.
Her daughter and.
You're amazing.
another
Are you saying you haven't gotten that?
They have given 4 about 12-minute body cam videos of the police at different times. So there's different body cams. They're all mixed up. It's not the full entire one. And the full entire, my understanding is that the full entire 2-hour interrogation room video from the ceiling is available online, but I don't have it in Discovery.
That's what I'm trying to clarify. So did the state disclose not a body cam, but an interrogation from up in the corner of a room vantage point?
We disclosed a lot. Let me. See if I can find out. Was advised that we did. Your Honor, we
Oh,
disclosed
It's
blame the
number or
defense.
something
Good
so
for
that-
you.
find the
Toxic. Yes, I did.
actual
And they're geared up. We're going to talk
Maybe
about
the
them in the
discovery notice
cemetery trial.
discovery.
Thank you. You're an
letter.
angel,
Okay.
love, and we'll get you out there. Oh, does a mod, can a mod throw up the, well, maybe I can. Hold on. I thought I redid it. I had to redo some of my banners. There we go. There we go. And again, welcome to all you new people or those who hadn't seen in a little while. We're so great to have you back. And of course, I appreciate all my daily viewers. You guys are just so awesome. I couldn't do this without any of you all. I just couldn't. Yeah, thank for the lovelies. Y'all, while we have a quick break. Oh, don't freeze. If this freezes, I will be back. Oh, okay. As the gavel drops, we want to thank you again for all your kindness and all of your mods' hard work. As you are one of the best places to get
Your Honor,
any
all
and
we
all
do have
court
is the fourth
documents.
body cam.
They have
We can
over-
ask.
They have over 500 trials that they are following right now. And so go over to As the Gavel Drops in Discord, register, validate your account, and then you can surf any trial you want, find the documents, and enjoy the read. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. So thank you for your partnership As the Gavel Drops. Link will be listed in below. There we go.
Again, and see if
Right.
we have a overall.
Are you getting this? Have you seen this or someone told you that there's this video?
My mitigator show, that's how I know about it. Otherwise I wouldn't know about it. She said, do you know this is online? I didn't have any idea.
And you're sure it's the Gilbert PD on that date?
Correct.
All right, I'll ask the state to follow up with Gilbert on that.
We will, Your Honor.
There, if that is out there, obviously it should have been disclosed.
Mm.
All right,
Oh,
remind me to follow up on
please.
that next time we are together. Next, I have a motion limine, two motions in limine, one regarding Alex Cox statements and one regarding Tylee Ryan's statements.
I can tell you he is so not into this.
All right, so let me ask the defendant, generally any out of hearsay is defined as any out of court statement offered for the truth of the matter asserted. The state is referencing what are definitely out of court statements. Obviously there's some exceptions to the hearsay rule and there are other things that are characterized as non-hearsay. So how do you think, let's first talk about Alex Cox. How do you think the statements fit into your, either one of those exceptions or non-hearsay?
I feel like the state is blanketing that whole thing, and obviously it's like a case by case basis, right, on these states that I do not think falls under hearsay.
Why not?
Why does it not?
Gotta
fall
give
under
him
hearsay?
Yeah.
Because we're not using it for the truth of the matter asserted. We're using it in corroboration of the circumstances. Everyone came in and told their same story that corroborates different facts in there, not for the whole truth of the matter.
Part of the truth of
Are
the
you-
matter is truth.
Arguing that what he said was true?
I can't say whether another person says that it's true or not, but I'm saying what he said and what my daughter said and what I said in those 3 police interviews determined what the police said, how the police acted, what they did after that, their next steps, how they treated the entire case like it was self-defense. All of those are relevant to the defense that it was self-defense. So yes, I think they're for that purpose.
As a matter of fact.
But I also think that Alex, a lot of the exceptions apply. 803, 804. There's a lot of exceptions that also apply to some of his statements and not all of his statements.
Such as what? Which statements do you think they apply to?
I specifically his statements made on body cam to police in the driveway, specifically his.
I don't know what the statements are, so that's what I'm asking. What specific statements do you think are allowed to come in under the rules of evidence?
I think under 8031, the present sense impression is his statements made to police officers at the house.
A present sense impression is where you're actually observing something and you're talking about it as you see it happen. So isn't he saying, again, I don't know what the statements are, but is he saying what happened prior? Or is he saying
Yes,
something
prior.
that he's, okay,
Correct,
so it's not a
prior.
present sense impression.
Okay.
What else?
Then I think it falls under 8032, excited utterance. He was under the stress of the whole situation when he made those statements.
You're going to list every single law until you get what you want.
Upset.
What's the specific statement?
Tell him what he said.
I shot my brother-in-law in self-defense. I got hit in the head with a bat. There was an altercation. I don't know what all the statements are, but
How long after the incident did he make these statements?
Minute.
immediately after, as far as I know.
Well, immediately to some people means 2 seconds, to other people it means 30 minutes. Tell me what immediately means to you.
On the arrival,
As soon as the police arrived.
I don't know did they arrive 30 minutes after the incident? 10 minutes, an hour?
I was not there. I do not know what time they arrived.
look at the video evidence. Look at the body cam.
Let me,
Thank you, Jesse.
so you're asserting excited utterance. Some of these statements come in. What else?
8033, the mental, emotional, and physical condition, because it shows his state of mind, which was scared at the time.
Any others?
Yes. 8035B, the recorded recollection. I know that in the state's reply to my response, they did not think that 805 applied because A, B, and C, but I did not see an and after A. So my assumption was that B and C, since there's an and after B, were what needed to be put together. So B was made or adopted by this witness when the matter was fresh in the witness's memory and accurately reflects the witness's knowledge. So I felt like 803B5B, the recorded recollection of his police interview and the body cam footage, applies under that exception.
All right. Generally, 8035 is a recorded recollection, meaning it's something they wrote down, or maybe they recorded their voice saying something. Let me ask the state to respond. We're just talking about the Alex Cox statements.
Your Honor,
Maybe I should start with,
Yeah.
does the state intend on introducing any statements from Alex Cox?
Your Honor, I haven't decided if we will at this point. I can say with 100% certainty, we will not be admitting his interview by police that was done at after 10 o'clock in the morning. We don't,
Are you referencing what time he was interviewed versus the time of the incident?
let me say it this way. So the state has laid out in its motion the timeline. So that is actually in our motion. We show that when
8:30 a.m.
is when the
roughly.
911 call was made. So we have soon after that, the police arrived and there's body cam video from that interview. Then Alex Cox is later brought to the police station and there is a in-depth interview with detectives at a little after 10 o'clock in the morning.
So you may or may not be attempting to introduce statements at or around the time that the police responded.
Correct, Your Honor. If we do, those would be brought in as co-conspirator statements against a party interest. So obviously the state can bring in statements that are hearsay against a party.
Right. But I guess, is the state intending on introducing any statements of Tylee?
No, Your Honor. Kylie made no statements at the scene other than giving her general biographical information on body cam. Her entire statements were made at the police station, again, after 10 in the morning.
All right. So on your response as it relates to Tylee, you say, again, present sense impression. I don't think it's a present sense impression. You also argue excited utterance. What else?
8033, which is mental, emotional, and physical condition with the same thing, her state of mind, then being scared. And also 8043, statement against interest. They use that statement in the indictment where Tylee says that Charles says, if you hit me with that bat, you're going to jail. It's the part where she's nervous in her interview saying she's scared to tell the police that she's the one that brought in the bat. So state of mind and statement against interest both apply to Tylee's
All right.
police interview.
Oh, snap. That is good.
All right. Anything else? The state want to be heard
Oh,
further on that?
Your
The
Honor.
only further thing I think that the state
need to
will
send
bring
you
in
a
is that
medal,
obviously
a
the
tin
defendant has
hat.
been found guilty of killing both Tylee.
Oh, he just needs to wear the Tin Man
other
costume.
individuals, but in this case, the defendant cannot benefit from
From the
killing a witness and then
UK.
later try to bring in their
Welcome,
statements for
Lady
their benefit.
Jane.
So in addition
Yes,
to
thank you.
none of her statements being admissible under the rules of evidence, as any of the exceptions that the defendant has done, we also believe that it would be improper for her to be allowed to bring them in under that theory.
In other words, there's been a judicial finding that the reason Tylee's unavailable as a witness is because of the defendant's actions.
Correct, Your Honor. There has been a jury trial and she has been convicted of that.
All right. All right, the court is on a preliminary basis precluding references to Tylee Ryan's statements, any statement made by Tylee Ryan. If there's some reason where a door might be open to any of those statements coming in, the defendant's requested to make a request outside the presence of the jury regarding that, and we'll deal with that outside the presence of the jury. On Alex Cox, I think that's probably going to be more of a statement by statement basis, but I'm skeptical of any statements coming in hours after the initial police response. I think we'll deal with what statements may or may not come in when the police first arrived on scene and or the 911 at the time that they're attempting
Yes,
to be
a
introduced.
very soothing, calmness. Y'all welcome Miss Lady Jane from the UK. We got a lot of UKers on
All
this.
right, I also received yesterday state's notice of disclosure and request for disclosure. Did you get a copy of that?
No,
You haven't seen that yet?
no.
I'm sorry, the
State's notice of disclosure and request for disclosure. I didn't realize it was actually filed in January, so you should have seen that. I misspoke when I said I got it yesterday. It was filed January 16th. Have you seen that?
I'm looking it up.
What are we? Dates
I think
disclosure
that the
and-
court may have ruled on that one, Your Honor.
Well, I don't think I ruled on, at the very end, you're requesting, she submit to fingerprints, palm print, footprint.
Oh, that's, okay. I think that was fired, yes, significantly. So that would be to tie her to any of her.
Is that for other conviction
Correct,
purposes?
yes.
All right.
Is
And
she
when
going to
did you wanna do
request
that?
hair and makeup like Sarah Boone and also clothing?
If we are going to be here on the 18th, we can take them then.
I don't know that we need to be here on the 18th.
And obviously, I was unaware we were going to set this because we set it
Right.
just recently, so. I don't know if we can keep that on just to take that.
Okay, what about the state, you requested copies of any recorded statements made during interviews conducted outside of your presence? Is there any of those? Were there any interviews
Woohoo! Ladies and
conducted
gentlemen,
by you or your
an
team?
entries into the end of the month giveaway for
Of
50.
any,
far?
were there any interviews conducted of any witnesses out by you or your team that you're aware of?
So far, not that I'm aware of.
All right. Do you plan on calling any experts to testify?
We do plan on calling one expert.
Who's that? Has it been disclosed to the state?
We are, yes, we're working on that today as an addendum to the
Who's that?
witness list that, Lonnie Dworkin.
All right. That's your investigator?
No, my investigator, Jeff White.
Oh.
That's the expert.
What kind of expert is Lonnie Dworkin?
Phone and digital.
I think I've.
Cellbrite.
Are you aware of that?
No, Your Honor.
All right, expert reports and disclosures are due 30 days before trial generally under the rules, so
Sorry, Boo. And he's being a little
if you're
lenient.
planning on using that witness,
Hi,
you need to get that
Carol. Good
disclosed
morning.
right away, and I may have to take that up depending on what the state's position is. But
Your
at this
Honor,
point,
that-
it's technically late.
May be another reason to be here on the 18th. Obviously, if that's disclosed this week, we can potentially address that issue on the 18th.
All right.
gonna-
Let me ask the
he's gonna
defendant, do you
motion
have
to
a
remove him.
position on the taking of prints and photographs? Generally, identification type things are permitted over any defendant objections. So do you have a record you want to make on that?
Not really.
All right, I don't see any
For
reason
what
why,
purpose? I don't understand.
in the event that you're convicted, it may be used to prove other convictions. That reminds me, is the state planning on proceeding in the second trial regardless of what happens in the first trial?
I believe so, yes, Your Honor.
And how much time would you need between the conclusion of the first trial and the start of the second trial?
Your Honor, I would say at least 30 days since we do need to actually subpoena out-of-state witnesses for the second trial.
Yes, it is pre-trial. Everybody knows
wondering
it's a pre-trial hearing.
If it wouldn't benefit everyone to go ahead and set that, a provisional second trial date now.
That's fine, Your Honor.
I miss my classes.
Is that second trial, how long do you think it would take the state to
Probably
present?
about 3 weeks as well.
Similar?
So you're already lining up for the next trial, Boo? Why? Why? Tell me why. Haven't I heard from you? It's a day, y'all.
Your Honor, I'd like to remind the court that the last day is May 11th.
Oh, now you want to lay down a deadline when
No,
it don't
I'll
pertain to
probably
you.
exclude some time based
Oh,
on the
good
fact
one.
that you can't do 2 trials at once.
Oh, no, you're good.
The state
You're
could
good,
combine the
Carol.
trials and do 2 trials at once, but they don't want to
Fine
do
for
2 trials
everybody.
at once. So it really violates my speedy trial rights if they do not give me a speedy trial by May 11th for both cases.
Uh,
Not to mention that they did combine all the discovery into one case. They didn't give me 2 different separate discoveries for 2 different cases, which would be much more convenient considering the voluminous amount of discovery that they piled onto us.
Does the state want to do combine both cases?
Your Honor, if the court gave us a little time to work it out and the defendant wants to join them, I mean, obviously,
I don't know that,
the normal defense attorney, and I don't mean that in any way, normally they would be
Derogatory?
severed.
severed because you
Due
don't
to-
want one jury to know about the other
Correct.
2 separate charges and have a harmful rub-off effect of
Yep, that's
one-
right. Go 2 separate.
the evidence in one case affecting the evidence in another case.
Correct, Your Honor. That's why they were filed separately. But if the defendant wants them.
We have
together,
no problem.
um,
But she
The state would have
Yeah.
to request this be pushed back slightly so that we could then get all the witnesses for that trial together, since they were not subpoenaed for this trial.
Oh.
But if that's what the defendant wants to join them, and she understands that prejudice and that she's then going to be waiving that prejudice with that, then the state is certainly willing to do that. But we would then have to request to have that trial, or this trial date moved back to allow us to get the other witnesses lined up.
I'm going to try and wear these. The nose thing is missing, so they'll be sliding a lot. But the others are just so heavy, y'all. I would not do 2 trials at the same time, boo. Don't do it.
That was not, yeah, that's not what I was saying. It's to combine them. I'm just saying, give me my second trial by May 11th. So
Right.
the court can figure that out.
All right, well, I'm going to waive some time on that second trial over the defendant's objection. Primarily, again, the defendant can't try both cases at the same time. Secondly,
You don't talk like that to me,
I'm
boo.
not sure how much actual prejudice there is with the time violation in the sense that you wouldn't be released from custody.
Yeah,
Anyway.
you there for life plus
And
60.
thirdly, the rule for time violations under Rule 8, I think it's 6, is 8.6 is that any violation should be a dismissal without prejudice unless there's an actual prejudice shown, in which case the state could just refile the charge. Regardless, I think some time is warranted to be excluded because primarily you can't try 2 cases at once. What if we set a start date for May 12th? I realize that's could potentially be a quick turnaround, but again, I don't think this case is going to take 6 weeks.
Your Honor,
We can adjust that as necessary.
I, again, am going to ask for a longer time. I believe this will go through the beginning of May, and to have the state try to get those witnesses lined up and subpoenaed while in trial, I don't believe it is.
Well, if I push it out any further, the parties need to be aware that I won't be trying the case. So I don't think I would be anyway. I'm rotating at the end of June.
Gladly.
And given some of the trainings I have to attend in June, I
Gladly, I'm out of here, y'all.
don't think we could get it done.
Well, both parties could send out subpoenas now for that second date for May 12th, correct?
No. You cannot do 2 trials.
Well, that's assuming we're done by about May 1st, probably, in this case. The first case.
She's already at it, yo. Oops, she's at it again. I'm changing the word.
And then, Your Honor, I did indicate that the state needs to be dark in May, the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd.
You said 21, 22, 23.
Correct.
Of May.
Someone getting married
And I
or
would need to be
something?
dark the 19th, 20th, and 21st as well, so.
So given that we would be dark that entire week anyways, it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense to.
All right, sorry to interrupt. Let me speak with the criminal presiding judge about scheduling the second trial. We can discuss it on the 18th.
Yeah.
Let's keep the 18th, but let's move it to later in the morning. Actually, let's move it up. All we're going to do is discuss a couple matters, and then there's no reason for the fingerprinting and stuff to be broadcast or on video, so I'll prohibit that from being recorded or
So let me
otherwise
explain
broadcast.
that. What's happening is in some jurisdictions, if you're found guilty, the moment you're found guilty, you're taken to the county clerk's desk. That's that white desk sitting there. And she will be fingerprinted and all of that right then, right there. And she is wanting that not to be shown on live TV. But you can go on live TV and shake your little head around and act a freaking fool. But you don't want to, to me, I would say, do you know what? Once you're convicted, you don't have a say on what happens. That's the sheriff's. That is the criminal system. So, honey boo, you better do a good job. But then again, it really doesn't matter because you're already spending life plus 60 for 2 red rooms, and now you're being charged with a third. So, honey boo, good luck. Glad to see you. Glad I ain't you. That's all I'm saying. I'm going redneck now, y'all. You could. Yes, this is true. Why is it not playing? I said play. Oh, that's moving around. Play.
So have your person here. Let's do that at 8:15 a.m. And then we'll also discuss whether the defense is disclosing Lonnie Dworkin as a witness and whether or not he has a expert report prepared and disclosed at that time. I will have the question.
Dang it.
here
We got Karen Reed
for
that
you
day.
to discuss that I've forgotten about from the state's perspective.
Your Honor, I showed 2 other motions that the defense filed that I did not see rulings on by the court. They were both motions to dismiss. One of them only related to the 2022 case, I think. No, I'm sorry. Both of them related to both.
What's the filing date?
January 14th for one of them was an 8.2 speedy trial one. And February 4th, which was an extradition rule 8.3.
February 4th.
Yeah, that's a Karen Reed day.
Okay, so the motion to dismiss CR 2022-001242 for lack of speedy trial, I ruled on
I know Lady
January
Jenkins
24th.
don't like it.
Okay.
That minute entry was filed January 24th, and then the motion, was that the motion to dismiss CR 2021 and 001704 and the other for violation of Speedy Trial Act?
Correct.
That was ruled on February 25th, so last
Not as
week,
strong.
Okay.
a week ago. Anything else from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else?
I
for the
don't
defendant?
know.
Yes, Your Honor, I have one kind of housekeeping matter that I wanted to ask you about. I know that MCSO has some security restraints, the things that I have to wear during trial. And
I meant to.
I wanted
discuss
to ask about that as far as, am I going to be able to stand at the podium to talk to witnesses, to question my witnesses and to cross-examine? Or am I going to be able to move about with the leg thing and the shock vest and all that?
You can,
She's going to have a
you're gonna
stroke.
stick to your table and you can go to the podium. Okay?
Okay.
When you're giving your opening statement and closing argument, you'll stay by the podium.
Okay,
And if you need to hand a witness an exhibit, your advisory council will do that.
okay. Or my paralegal can do
Or
that
your,
too.
well, is your paralegal gonna be present here designated as your, I guess they can be present. I'd prefer advisory council to be the one that approaches witnesses if you need to hand an exhibit or something like that.
Okay, so I'm gonna be standing there, and if she's sitting here, she's gonna come get something from me and go walk it over to the witness and then come back?
Correct.
Just the logistics of it? just
Yeah,
the-
and there'll be a table or a cart here that'll have all the exhibits on it within reach of the podium, so.
You're back. Hi, Candace. Hi.
Anything
I
else?
haven't seen you in a while. Welcome. Bub.
Your Honor, do you use case lines for exhibits?
No.
Thank you.
I think they're still working out the bugs on that, so.
You need to have our exhibits in place.
All right, we'll see you at 8:15 on March 18. Be at recess on this matter.
It's usually like
I'm surprised she didn't do the hair and makeup routine. I really am. I am surprised she did not do the hair and makeup routine. She's pretty vain. She's pretty vain. Okay, looks like she won a couple of minor things, nothing major. We're back on we'll be back on the 18th. I have it marked for 8 a.m. to get us geared up and going. That's their time. Our time, that's 10 a.m., I believe. What time is it over there? Oh, okay, here we go. It's glitching. What can I do? So I'll figure that out. I'll get it on the calendar. So I'm going to say goodbye to y'all now. This is Wiggin for some reason. It should automatically teleport you over to the Monica Simatilli trial. I'm going to go live there before I exit here to make sure we have a transition. Give me a split second. As I say goodbye to you, I'm going live over here. So let's get this off stage. Get me on stage. Get this. I got to get everything lined up, y'all. Y'all want rock or funk or country? You get to choose funk or country. And I'll do the drawing over here. Please, all of you, please come join us for the Monica Simatilli trial. I know it starts off with more of that phone breathing recording, but they should rest at some point today. I don't know. I may zoom. We are now 25 minutes into court over there. Funk. Oh, neither. Hey, Gerald. Oh, come on, Gerald. It's just a beat. It's just a beat. All right. I'll see y'all over there. Give me a minute. And as soon as it goes live, we'll end here. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. I hope you have an awesome day. Till next time, take care.